Amy?
All right, John, thanks. On the Health Watch this morning, do you occasionally have a mimosa at brunch or maybe just a beer with your lunch or a glass of wine? You know, a lot of people indulge in a little bit of drinking during the day, but some new studies show that habit is turning into a dangerous new trend, especially among moms. And joining us right now with more on the dangers of day drinking is Dr. Romie Mushtaq. She's a physician and national mindful living expert. Always great to see you, Dr. Romie.
Great to be
Thanks
back,
for being here.
Thank you for having me.
You know, this is one of the things that I'm actually seeing a lot of in sort of that 30s to 40s age range. You have the stressed out mom who, you know, comes home after a day of work, or maybe she's home with the kids all day and she thinks, oh, I'll just have a glass of wine to take the edge off. And then pretty soon the glass turns into a bottle.
I agree.
What is going on here with us?
You know, I think two things. It's a common that we don't realize that we may be stressed and not coping well. And I also think the other problem is it's become socially acceptable in the daytime to have a mimosa or a Bloody Mary or some other mixed drink at brunch or at lunch, and we don't realize that with that how much alcohol we're consuming during the daytime.
Right, because it really not only is it the issue with the alcohol, but it's also our calorie intake.
Absolutely, yes. Because one of those things, the mixed drinks and the carbohydrates that go in with it, and then people make the mistake we often see in clinic that they're skipping out on the meal thinking they're going to conserve all their calories for the alcohol. But that is empty calories, and with that high glycemic index, it's going to cause belly fat and increase weight gain, not to mention you're robbing yourself of essential nutrients that are only going to make feelings of stress, depression, and anxiety even worse.
Do you find that in a lot of these cases we're self-medicating?
Absolutely. It's a great point. Rather than finding a person to go talk to, like a psychologist, a physician, a life coach, you're turning to something else to help with anxiety. The ironic thing is consuming alcohol during the day temporarily may make us feel more calm. It's actually feeding into the chemicals in the brain that are going to make anxiety and depression even worse. Yes.
So what should we be doing instead? You mentioned just getting that mental health help, but de-stressing.
De-stressing. You know, the first thing I always tell is if you have a habit of getting together with your girlfriends for social support, pick an activity that does not involve alcohol. So, you know, do something active outside, go to a yoga class, even to the mall together. So that's one thing. And if you do find that you're feeling anxious and overwhelmed, absolutely do a check-in and get professional help. There's no shame in that. It is overwhelming managing, raising small children, the home, often working inside or outside of the home. And we really need to recognize that and give working moms that credit.
The other thing I thought was fascinating about this study was talking about how people who drink alcohol during the day often dehydrated, which makes sense.
Absolutely.
But also increases our odds of getting sunburned.
It is. Isn't that amazing? And we need to be careful of that here in Florida for people on vacation or who live here. The metabolites that break down in alcohol actually mix with the skin chemicals, and you're more prone to get sunburn even with sunblock on. Wow. And so we need, and then on top of it, you mentioned the dehydration. So the tip is if you're on vacation here and having one alcoholic beverage, take a full 8 to 12 ounces of water or coconut water in between drinks.
All right. It really is fascinating.
It is unfortunate, and I hope people get help.
Yes, I hope so too. Dr. Romie, how can people contact you so that they have a way to reach you?
Thank you. We're at the Center of Natural and Integrative Medicine, and if you want free health tips, brainbodybeauty.com.
Brainbodybeauty.com. You always do such a great job. Great to see you, Dr. Romie.
Wonderful to be back. Thank you.
All right, 9:15 right